Good morning, good morning. It's about pressing on. Live from Red Hook West. You already know who it is. You already know what it's about. You know, it's about pressing on when nobody else believes that you can do it. It's about waking up, facing the challenges of the day. When it seems silly, when it seems insignificant, when you ridicule, when you made fun of, when you doubted, when it seems senseless, when it seems like there's no purpose to it. You know, it is about pressing on. You know, it's about getting up, doing what you got to do, getting on with that grind. Sometimes I wake up, my back is hurting. Sometimes I wake up, I'm tired. Sometimes I wake up, I'm just not feeling it. Sometimes, I'd rather just get some more sleep. Sometimes, it seems like things are not fair, whatever the case may be. But you press on anyway. You keep pushing because, it's like this. If you don't keep pushing, if you don't keep striving, if you don't keep moving forward, what's going on, Rock Truck Rob? Thank you for coming through. If you don't keep moving forward, you'll never reach your destination or your goal. Because if you stand still, you'll never get where you're going. If you listen to what other people have to say constantly, and put yourself in a mode where you're constantly worried about what other people have to say or what may not go right or what may not happen, then guess what? Things will not happen. Because I guarantee you, if you stand still, you'll go nowhere. If you stop pushing, if you stop pressing, then things won't happen for you. Things may just happen to you. Forgive me, stuff is falling down, but it's still not happening to Mel Mel. So like I said, I just keep pressing on. I just keep doing those things that matter to me, and I encourage people out there to do what matters most to you, put yourself in a situation, of course, not to hurt anybody or whatever, but push and go after your dreams, your goals, those things that are significant to you, those things that you dream about, secretly, privately, in your time, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, wherever you may be, like for me, like I said, I keep going. I keep, just trying to press. I mean, even with this YouTube thing, some people may say it's silly, however I'm doing it, why I'm doing it, whatever the case may be. At least it's something. It goes somewhere. You formulate, you push, you press. You just have to believe. You just have to believe in what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're doing it. You change, you strategize, you plot, you plan. You push forward. You say, hey, you know what? Even if it's just me, just talking to myself. Even if it's just me learning and watching and striving and pushing and trying to move on and go wherever I'm going with it, then that's just what it is. I've learned to have to fight through. I am a fighter. I'm a fighter for what I believe in. I'm a fighter for whatever I'm trying to achieve. What's going on, Justice Hambricks? I tell anybody, everybody in this chat, anybody that'll watch later on, keep pressing on. Yes, Detox Diva, thank you for coming through. And this is not just about me, this is about you. I tell everybody out there, good morning to you. Keep pressing on, keep pushing on to whatever you're trying to accomplish. Regardless of what anybody may say, regardless of what anybody may think, keep pushing on to what matters to you. Keep pushing on to those dreams, those goals, those things that you have in your life. No matter how silly it seems to other people, no matter how many times people come at you and tell you that you ain't gonna do nothing, you ain't gonna be nothing, you ain't gonna accomplish nothing, you ain't gonna do whatever it is that you're supposed to do. It's not even about proving them wrong. It's about whether or not, if you have dreams and goals and things that you're trying to accomplish, if it matters to you, then you push on. Rock Truck Rob, that's what I've been doing in the industry, earth moving. I've honed my craft after 9 years of hustling, going from job to job. I finally got to the point where I'm in demand. Yes, I appreciate that, Rock Truck Rob. You keep doing that. You keep pushing it, and then, like I said, pay it forward, to that next person that's trying to get there, that's trying to push it. Pay it forward to the next one and the next one, and, like I said, do it. It matters to you. If it matters to you, then you should be going after it. If it matters to you, what I'm saying? It shouldn't be about what anybody else and everybody else think. It's times when you're doing things and it's going to seem silly. There's times when you're trying to accomplish stuff and people are going to try to discredit you, discourage you. They're going to try to ridicule you, mock you. They're going to try to sabotage you. They're going to try to do whatever it is, to stop you from doing what you do. There's obstacles in the way. We live in a world of opposites. We live in a world where people will oppose you just because you exist. They will oppose you just because you have a plan. They will oppose you just because you're trying to do something. If you're trying to go left, there's people that's trying to get you to go right. If you're trying to go right, they're trying to get you to go left. If you're trying to turn on the light, people want you to turn it off. If you're trying to, be healthy, there's people that want you to be unhealthy. If you're trying to be spiritual, there's people that don't want you to be spiritual, and all kind of things. If you want to be upright, there's people that want to knock you down. But the question is, when people are doing that to you, when people are trying to say things and push you in certain ways, what do you do? And like I said, this is not a motivational thing. This is not even an inspirational thing. I'm just saying a real thing to you, that whatever it is that you're going after, whoever you are, be it you old, be it you young, be it you skinny, be it you fat, you have to press on. You have to push on. Damn if anybody else feels some type of way about it, because there's always going to be somebody that feels some type of way. There's going to be people that feel some type of way for me live streaming, or feel some type of way if I'm trying to accomplish something, or if, like, Rock Truck Rob, he's doing his thing, or Just Us, or Detox Diva. There's going to be people that feel a type of way, because there's going to be people that say, who do you think you are to do what it is that you're trying to do? So the question is, who are you not to do what it is that you're supposed to do? We all wake up with a purpose. We all wake up with a mission. We all wake up with a mandate each day. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it confused. Each and every one of you out there, I don't care who you are. I don't care what you are, where you come from. You wake up each day with a mandate. You have a mission. You have a job. You have things that you're supposed to accomplish. Now, the only question is this. Do you want to? Are you willing, to do what it is that you have to do? Maybe that's more than one question. But there are questions. There's life waiting for you to become and do what it is that you're supposed to do. So the real question is, will you become what you were born to be? Will you become what you're mandated to be? What you're endowed by with your creator, with the stuff that was given to you. There's gifts, there's talents, there's dreams, there's goals, there's visions, there's blessings that's there, each and every day for the people out there. The question is whether or not you want to reach towards those things, whether you want to believe in that, whether you want to fight for that, whether you want to struggle for that, whether you want to sacrifice and go through that. Some people don't, and that's fine. Maybe this is not for everybody else. Like I said, this is some folks, don't want to hear this. That's fine. Maybe this is not for you. There's some people who don't want me to say these things. There's some people that say, who the hell is he to say what he's saying? Spanners in the projects, telling me about gifts and goals and dreams and blessings and all this other stuff. Hey, this may not be for you, but I've done things and I've pushed towards stuff that would only have happened if I didn't, if I didn't give up. So like I said, you have to believe. You have to push forward. You have to know that those things that you have inside of you, those things that like I said, nobody else knows about, or stuff that you thought wouldn't matter, was silly. It means something. And I'm not just saying this to make anybody feel good. I'm not saying this to try to get a viral video. I'm not saying this because this ain't, this may be for the watch time, but part of this is partly because, I have to press on, and this is just what's in my heart. This is just what I'm saying right now. It's the morning. I literally just woke up, or whatever the case, got some water. I didn't even eat nothing yet. And I know that I have to push and will myself forward to whatever it is that I have to do, wherever I have to go. And, regardless of whether a lot of people love it, like it, hate it, whatever, I still have to believe in what I'm doing. Like I said, even with 3 people in the chat, Mel has to believe that whatever he's doing is significant, is relevant. There are people who have 3 people in the chat and they would end it, stop going. Hey, you know what, maybe it's not enough people. There's times when I'm just in the chat with one person, or sometimes I'm just talking to myself on the live stream, which is fine, which is fine. Yeah, I appreciate you, Just Us, but the reason I'm saying this is because I want other people out there. Hey, what's going on, Mrs. P? I want other people out there who may be discouraged, who may not think that it's going anywhere, that their dreams don't matter, to say, look, you have something to contribute. Yes, appreciate that, Detox Diva. I tell each and every one of you in this chat, anybody listening, anybody on YouTube, on social media, wherever you may be, when you get up, you have something to contribute. You seem a bit anxious right now. No, I'm not anxious or anything, really. I'm fine. I'm really fine. But I'm just waking up, just trying to get ready, just thinking about things that I need to do. But I'm not anxious right now. I'm actually inspired. I'm motivated. I'm ready to, go after the day. That's what it is. I'm moving back and forth. I'm not anxious, just just understanding that, you know what, I believe in what I'm saying. If anything, you know, I'm energized. I'm invigorated. I'm just ready to go after the day. I'm just ready to attack it. I'm just pushing on. I'm pressing on. I I do what I do, no matter how silly it seems. I'm thinking this is, yeah, no, definitely. Just so anxious to get going. Well, not so anxious to get going. I'm serious. You know, like I said, it's just a different energy, a different focus. You know, what's going on, Lay? Thank you for coming through. You know, like I said, I keep telling people, and I'm serious about this. Whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish in your life, whatever matters to you, keep pushing, keep pressing on. Don't worry about what other people are saying. Don't worry about what other people are trying to do to stop you from doing what you do. And I mean this. I mean, I really mean this. I mean, whatever it is, no matter how silly it seems, no matter how, you know, insignificant it seems, no matter how many skew, you know, no matter how unimportant it may seem to somebody else, to the rest of the world, they may not know how important it seems to you. You know, but it would never impact or help whoever it's supposed to help if you just put it to the side, if you just push it away, if you don't pull it, if you don't go for it, if you don't grasp for it. You know, at one point I thought maybe it wouldn't even make sense for me to do a YouTube channel. Maybe it wouldn't even make sense for me to try to write poetry or do other stuff that I'm doing. You know, maybe it's not important enough for me to sit here and say these things or stand here and say these things. I know what I'm saying right now is impacting or so it's going to mean something to somebody. Even if all I'm doing with this live stream is reaching and touching the soul of one person, which that's a test, then I've done what I'm supposed to do with this. If this impacts one person and it really goes to one person's soul, to one person's heart, to one person's mind, that you keep pushing on, you keep pushing, you keep doing what you do. Because like I've been told by the old timers, the difference between those people that accomplish things and the difference between those that don't is that you have folks that don't give up, that you have folks that keep pushing. Look, there are people on YouTube who are way more talented than me. There are people on here who are way more attractive, who are smart, who are funny, who really have their thing going. There are people who have live streams that dwarf mine. But guess what? They don't have the tenacity. They don't have the belief. They don't have the willingness to go the distance like I do, even if it's just for a few minutes, even if it's just for a few seconds, even if I only got 12 minutes of watch time from myself. You know, my thing is, do I believe in what I'm doing? And I ask you, do you believe in what you're doing? Because you'll find out. We'll find out if you really believe. And I'm talking to all of you on this live stream, anybody that's listening, to people ignoring and thinking that this live stream ain't important enough to listen to because maybe the brother Mel is too serious. That's fine. I get that. But the question is, when you're doing what you do on your YouTube channel, in your life, with your people, with your family, with your friends, do you believe in what you're doing? You know, yes, what's going on? Brooklyn, yeah, this is water. But like I said, keep pushing on, keep pressing on. Believe in what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Don't let people stop you and deter you. You know, and I have that too. I have times where, you know, people just, you know, say stuff and you get discouraged and you say, well, damn, you know, am I going to even accomplish anything? Because they told me I wouldn't be anything. They told me that I'm good for nothing. They told me that I'm stupid. They told me that it's silly. They told me that I'm foolish. They told me that it wouldn't work. You know, and sometimes you can sit there and you can believe them, you know. Anxious doesn't always mean a bad thing. It can mean earnest and wishing well and the vibe. Well, I understand where you're coming from. Just us. I'm not like I said. I'm not knocking that. You know. I mean, I don't know if I'm anxious right now, but more than likely, I'm determined. If anything, what you see, determination. Like I said, I don't want to quit. I don't want to fail at what I'm trying to do. I don't want to just be on these live streams, just live streaming and, you know, saying things just to be saying it. I want it to mean something. I want it to give myself a chance to be impactful. I want this to inspire somebody. You know, yeah, I've heard of Brooklyn Lager. I definitely heard of Brooklyn Lager. You know, Brooklyn Lager is pretty good. Mr. P, so that's what that is. But shout out to you, UK, Mr. and Mrs. P. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Lade, to Detox Diva. Shout out to Just Us Hamburgs, Rock Truck Rob. You know, everybody else, anybody else that may watch this. Like I said, I'm serious. I'm so serious. Keep pressing on, keep pushing on, keep trying to strive for your goals, keep going on, no matter how silly it seems, no matter how insignificant people think it is. You know, because one of my favorite things is when people actually ignore you and push you down and dismiss you, and then all of a sudden later on they have to pay attention. They have to see it. You know, yes. You have a blessed day as well, Detox Diva. Like I said, if you really have a goal, a dream, something that you believe in, keep pushing. Keep pressing for it. And what do I mean by that? Yeah, that's what we can do, Mrs. P. What do I mean by that? Everything that you're doing, you know, to move forward, and strike and get to that next level. You know, everything that you're doing to accomplish whatever it is you accomplish it, believe that it's not for nothing. Believe that when you get up and you do it, that even though you don't see an instant result, that later on, you know, there's a gratification, there's a successorship, there's a goal that's going to be met. You know, just because I move one step doesn't mean that I won't get there eventually. You know, even if I move at a slower speed, at some point, if I keep moving, I'll get there. If I want to get like your children's story, the tortoise and the hare. The tortoise and the hare, you know, what happened was the tortoise won the race because he kept moving. You know, what happened? The hare was faster, but he stopped moving. That's the thing. I tell people, keep moving, keep pressing, keep pushing, keep going towards your goal. Now, here's the reality. If it doesn't work out the way that you would like it, if things are not effective as far as how you move it, then you change it. Then you assess whether or not that's a goal or something you should try to accomplish, or whether or not it's vanity or something like that. Yes, Rock Truck Rob, I'm pushing to be a trainer in the field, training younger generation properly. Yes, train that younger generation. That's successorship. You know, I tell anybody, you learn, you get to a level, you train that younger generation, that's successorship. You pass on those lessons, and you let those youngins know that they keep moving, they keep pressing, they keep pushing, they keep going after it, because that's the difference. And if people think that I'm lecturing right now, so what? Leave the live stream. You know, like I said, that's how I feel right now. My thing is this: somebody needs to hear this. Somebody needs to know. Keep pushing. If this ain't for you and this message is too serious, or if it's too motivational, inspirational, then go somewhere and let them, you know, de-inspirate you. I don't know, or de-inspire you, or uninspire you. Let them do it. You know, I'm not here to tell you that you can't do it. I'm not here to just laugh and joke and tell you a nice little story and play a game with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, all I'm saying is this: is that if you have things that you want to accomplish, I don't care about your physical state, your mental state, whatever background you come from, whatever obstacles are in the way, if you have breath and life in your lungs, then it is possible for you to do what you can. Yes, Mrs. P, you do your best and you keep trying. Listen, if you're going to get up each day and find excuses and reasons why you can't accomplish what you could accomplish, then what was the point? Listen, if I get on this live stream, or if I get up and I'm trying to do these things with these YouTube videos, and I can't do a fancy YouTube video like somebody else is doing, and I start and I stop and I quit, what was the point of creating the channel? What was the point of going live? And, oh, well, you know, I'm trying, and maybe one day I'll get to where I need to. No, I believe in what I'm doing. I believe in what I'm doing, and it hopefully is infectious to where it encourages other people to believe in what they're doing. You're doing a cooking video, you push it. You're doing a live stream, you push it. I'm still trying to figure out my mental state. Yeah, there you go. Listen, the mental state, that's something else. You know, all I can say about that is, you know, like I said, you know, prayer works, therapy also. You know, but like I said, you have people around you. I know what it is, Mr. P. I know you're joking, but your mental state is good. You know, you're a pretty together guy. But I tell people, like I said, getting discouraged, getting down, not you know, knowing if, you know, things are gonna work out, that's a part of the process. You know, even wanting to give up, even wanting to do all that stuff. Yeah, Mr. P, funny. But like I said, I go through that just like anybody else. You know, I go through that wondering if, you know, if I'm wasting my damn time, you know, or whatever the case may be. You know, like I said, I see the results. I see the people coming by. You know, we say there's no such word as can't in our house. Yeah, no, you don't have. It doesn't have to be a can't. You know, you always figure out, how can I? You know, how is it possible? I learned a few years back from an old timer. There's 81 is the old pushing and showing the younger people and giving advice. Very cool in my eyes. Yes. That's the problem sometimes, Rock Truck Rob, is that we get to a certain level, we get a certain you know, amount of knowledge and just resources and prowess, and we just keep it to ourselves, and we hide it in the corner, and we don't try to press it out to other people. All you can do is your best. Well, I say something else, Mr. P. It's not your best is not all you can do, but it's where you should start. It's where you should start. I can tell Pixie's in mental state. That's funny, because the reality is, I believe that you can do better than your best. I believe that when you wake up, you can do better than your best. You can do the best, the best that's possible. Why not do the best that's possible for you? You know, the best that's possible to do, period. Not just your best, because we can do our own best. We can say, okay, well, this is the best effort I could put forward. But what if, just think about this for a second, what if it was possible for you to do the best that ever could be done? Because it is possible. But the question is, are you willing to push for it? Are you willing to sacrifice for it? Now, not unrealistically, I'm not saying starve your family and, disregard your responsibilities. No, within reason, within legal bounds and stuff like that. You put it better than I was trying to say. Nah, Mr. P, it's all good. It's all good. It's just because somebody had to correct me on that. So I was saying, you just give your best. Nah, I tell people, don't just give your best. Give the best. Give the best that's possible. If you do the best that's possible, then you'll take it to another level, another stratosphere, even if it's just in your words. Like I said, I strive to do the best, to say the best. If I'm not there, I'll be realistic with myself. I modestly self-efface. I say, Mel, you know what? Maybe you didn't bring your A game today. Next time you come harder. And then if you didn't bring your A game, you do it again. Like I said, just, sometimes it's not about giving it all you got, Rob. It's about being effective. Doing it in an effective manner, using your resources properly, putting the best strategy out there, putting yourself in a vein where you don't have to, deplete all your resources to give the best effort, not just that you can, but the best effort that's possible. Being, smart, being wise, being strategic, being thought out and really focused on what you're doing. Like I said, being, frugal in some ways, very, very wise about how you move and how you operate, very conscientious and aware of what's going on around you. That's really just what it is. And I try to be effective with my content and what I'm doing and how I come at it and how I approach it and whatnot. Like I said, it may seem silly, but at certain times there's a plan, there's a purpose for it, there's a reason, there's a goal, there's an opportunity for what it is that I'm trying to do, how I come at it and really just push it. And I encourage people out there to do the same, like I said. So, I'm just grateful that anybody took the time to stop and listen, but the thing is, the reality is, whether nobody stopped and listened, who knows? Maybe I would have went 30 minutes with 0 people in the chat. But I have to believe that when I get on here and when I'm doing what I'm doing with this YouTube thing or anything in life, that if there's a reason, a purpose, a goal, a destination for it, that I'll reach that destination eventually. That I'll get to a point where, I've accomplished what I came to do. The thing is, when you get up in the morning, when you out there striving, did you come to do what you came to do? You're gonna have to go. Yes, I appreciate it, Mr. P. Thank you for just being here. I thank you for anybody that listened. I thank you for anybody that just was, willing to hear me out, whether you agreed or didn't agree. But I tell you, be inspired, be encouraged, be motivated, be invigorated to go and accomplish and go after those things that you want to do. And what I'll say to Mr. P before you leave, or anybody else out there listening, what I mean by this is, you have things out there that that are beyond just your job, that are beyond just your responsibilities. Those things that you secretly wish you could do if you had more money, if you had more time, if you had more energy, whatever. Whatever is a hobby, building ships or, mowing lawn or painting or dancing or singing on the side or, just reading to children, volunteer work or whatever the case may be. You find ways to get it done. You find ways to make that happen. You find ways to make time for it if it matters most to you, because other people are not going to find time for you to do those things. Like I said, it may sound silly to some people, but what I'm saying is real. Like I said, you have to push for your dreams. You have to push for your goals. You have to want it. You have to want it more than anybody else, because nobody else is mandated to get up and make it happen for you. Whatever Mel wants to do, it's not your job to make it happen for me. It's my job to make it happen for me with, all the blessings, the resources, the energy, or, the situations that are before me. What's going on, Sherry K? I don't know if still was listening to your talks. Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, this is just one of those things that I was inspired to do, is to say. And, like I said, keep pressing, keep pushing. That if all that you could get from it. Look at what you're doing. Try to figure out if things ain't working, change the strategy. Do something different. Try to come at it a different way. What's going on, Deadhead? Thank you for coming through. Like I said, keep pushing. The reason people don't accomplish things is because a lot of times in life, and this is not just an American thing, this is a societal thing around the world, people just give up. People face goals. You know, people face obstacles and they give up. They see the 10-foot wall and they forget that, you know what, I could walk around it or I could go under it, you know, or maybe if I'm strong enough, I could go right through it. They just stop. You know, let me see what you were saying, that our destiny is in our own hands. Yes, a lot of times it is. A lot of times your destiny is in your own hands. And the question is, what are you going to do with it? What do you have in your hands? People a lot of times don't see and look at what they have in their hands, the tools that they have around them, you know, the resources, the goals, the people pulling from. Sometimes people don't realize the folks that you have praying for you for you to accomplish and do and go after what it is that you're trying to you know, achieve and receive and whatnot, stuff like that. It may seem silly, it may seem insignificant, but it is possible. There are days when I say to myself, wow, is this thing ever going to happen? Are things ever going to go my way? You know, and then, you know, you keep pushing, you keep pressing on, and then one breakthrough happens. And then you say the same thing to yourself, is it ever going to happen again? Then another breakthrough happens. What's going on, Christopher? Thank you for coming through. Like I said, if you stay in the mix, if you stay in the hunt, you stay in the game, keep going. Like I said, there's a lot of things that will happen and transpire because you did not give up. Some people don't realize that's the difference between things, you know, happening and not happening. It's not giving up, you know. Thanks, Crazy Kev. And that's what this is. That's why I keep pushing on. You know, sometimes you have to change the strategy. Sometimes when things are not working, you have to do something different. I've told that to people in my life that have gone through struggles and changes and obstacles and whatnot. I say, if something's not working, change it. Do it again. Try to find out another way to do it. Maybe take a break, step back, come back to it, and figure out where you went wrong. Be honest with yourself. Look in the mirror. See what you see. See the scars and all. You know, don't be afraid to see yourself. Sometimes people are afraid to see themselves. They hide from themselves. They hide from the things that they've done, the things that may have not worked out, the dreams that have been deferred. You know, don't just defer the dreams. Go back for those deferred dreams and try to make them happen. Push for it, press for it, fight for it, scratch for it. Do what you have to do. You know, what's going on, Wagner ITC? But a lot of times, maybe somebody tells you that it's silly. You know, I'm 37 years old. I got things that I want to accomplish, and people trying to tell me that I'm washed up, I'm over the hill. Screw you. I'm not washed up. I'm not done. I'm far from it. You know, I see people older than me trying to do things and, you know, going after it. And sometimes that's just the ignorance of youth or the ignorance of society. People try to tell you you're a certain age, then you need to go put on your grave clothes. I'm not putting on grave clothes. I'm not giving up on myself. I'm not saying that I can't accomplish things. I'm not looking at the results and just saying, okay, this is what it'll be forever. I'm looking at my energy, my purpose, my mandate. What will it be? What will happen? You know what? Maybe you do it or you die trying, you know, and that's just what it is. I don't know if you're talking to me, Christopher, but if you are, I'm good. I'm motivated. I'm inspired. You know, I'm hoping that somebody hears this and it touches somebody. And matter of fact, I'll give you this. I know that this will touch somebody and inspire something. Yes, 37, that's young, Sherry, but guess what? In society, a lot of people tell you when you hit a certain age that, you know, after 25 or after 20, whatever, you know, you're done. Or in your 30s, you need to just start thinking about, you know, having a family and wrapping it up, and, you know, then things are over for you. And in certain respects, you don't want to be out there running the streets as a young, you know, like as an older person, like you were young and wild and reckless. I get that. You mature, you grow, but people still have dreams. People still have goals. People still have things that they want to accomplish. People in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s. You know, I've seen yesterday on the news, there was a, you know, a birthday celebration for women that were in their hundreds. You know, it's the centurions. You know, they still out there kicking and going and moving and doing what they do. You're 100 years old and still trying to live. You know, and that inspired me. Lady 103 years old, still trying to live, still going for it. So ain't nobody going to tell me that I can't do what I got to do. Ain't nobody going to tell me that my stuff is irrelevant, that my thing ain't going to happen. You know, like I said, I tell anybody out there, even if you're on this live stream, even if you're watching, even if you're not watching, whatever, if you don't think that Mel could do what he's here to do on this earth, on this planet, to get out my way while I just, you know, try to accomplish and, you know, do what I got to do. Yes, Wagner, I hear you, you know. Keep young is in the mind, keep fresh, keep young. Yeah, there you go. And I just say this because there's people out there that need to know that you have something to contribute, regardless of your age, regardless of your status, regardless of your standing, regardless if you're an ex-con, regardless if you have a disease, regardless if you know, been judged, you know, been mocked, been ridiculed, you still have something to contribute. If you have breath, if you have life in your lungs, you have something to contribute. Don't believe the hype. Don't let somebody tell you you're insignificant. Don't let somebody tell you you're unimportant. Don't let anybody else's opinion define who you are as a person, what you can accomplish, and what's possible for you. You know, don't let your family do it. Don't even let yourself get negative self-talk to where you talk yourself out of a situation. I've been there too. You know, so like I said, I just take the time to say all these things because it's important. You, yes, you have something to contribute to this life, to this day, to what you're trying to do. My mom was busy raising 13 children when she received high school diploma at the age of 74. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Sherry. Even at the age of 74, that was worth it. That was something that inspires the next generation, that lets you know no matter who you are, what you are, where you come from, what your background is, or whatever the case may be, you can accomplish things. You just figure out what matters to you and you push for it. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes things happen later in life, and that's just what it is. You know, that's just what it is. But you keep pushing on, you keep pressing, you keep going after it. Day after day after day, you keep chipping. You know, they say, what is the journey of 1,000 miles, or, you know, begins with one step. You know, so like I said, yeah, that's great, Sherry, and that's inspirational, that's inspiring. You know what I'm saying? Don't let people tell you just because you got older that it's over, that it means nothing, that you're insignificant. You know, because I don't feel insignificant, and I don't want anybody out there because they gotten older, or they gotten injuries, or they've had operations and stuff like that to feel like they're insignificant, because you're not. You know, what's up, Mars Plays? We had a lot of subject game, man. Yeah. Nah, you do what you got to do, Rock Truck Rob, because I'm actually about to jump off of here too. You know, but like I said, I appreciate folks for listening. I hope you watch this live stream. I know somebody's gotten something out of it. This is not just me speaking to be speaking. I'm telling you, you have something to contribute. You, yes, you have something to contribute. You just have to believe and keep pushing and going after it. Like your life depends on it, because in a lot of instances, it does. If you just want to exist, if you just want to go through life, if you just want to let things happen to you and not make things happen, then that's on you. You know, but hey, there's opportunities out there. You just have to want it and be willing to go after it. Again, as always, spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. Take care.